Zara Mitchell, a young girl from Earth's most dangerous environment, a deathworld, finds herself cast into an even more perilous situation. The galaxy's most powerful alien factions have come together to conduct a twisted experiment. They have observed humanity's resilience and brutal survival instincts, which they attribute to Earth's hostile ecosystems. Now, they wish to test if Zara, a human child, can endure the dangers of a planet so wild it has no name. The planet is home to creatures more vicious and deadly than anything Earth has ever produced, and Zara's survival on this world will prove the worth of humanity in the eyes of these alien species. Zara is unceremoniously dropped into the wilderness of this strange world without any support, tools, or supplies, only the clothes on her back. The terrain is harsh with mountainous landscapes, treacherous jungles, and vast open plains inhabited by towering predators. These apex creatures dominate the ecosystem, and their terrifying power is unrivaled. Zara knows survival is a matter of instinct and intellect. Her upbringing on Earth's dangerous deathworlds has prepared her for challenges few could imagine. On Earth, she grew up surrounded by the constant threat of predation from vicious animals, environmental hazards, and deadly conditions. So this new world, though foreign, is not entirely unfamiliar. From the very beginning, Zara is thrown into a brutal fight for survival. The first day is spent evading a massive four-legged predator that can run at astonishing speeds and tear through the toughest of materials. Zara quickly learns to rely on the environment, hiding in dense underbrush and using her agility to outmaneuver the beast. By nightfall, she has already discovered a basic principle. She must outthink the planet's dangers rather than simply overpower them. As the days pass, Zara faces various other threats. One is a pack of massive carnivorous birds, each with razor-sharp talons and a shriek that can deafen her. They stalk her relentlessly, and she is forced to use her wits, setting traps and laying false trails to confuse them. Zara has no weapons, but her resourcefulness and knowledge of predator behavior, honed from growing up on Earth's deathworlds, allow her to avoid becoming prey. However, the apex predators are not the only threats Zara faces. The climate is unforgiving, with violent thunderstorms and extreme temperatures. Zara is forced to adapt quickly, finding shelter in caves and using plant materials to create makeshift tools. The deadly flora on the planet poses its own danger, with thorn-covered vines that can pierce through skin and poisonous flowers that release deadly spores. Zara's deep understanding of survival tactics helps her recognize which plants are safe to eat and which ones can be used for medicinal purposes when her body begins to break down from the constant strain. Throughout these early struggles, Zara is constantly pushed to her limits. There are moments of deep fatigue and despair, where it seems that her human frailty may be her undoing. However, her deathworld experience teaches her one crucial lesson. Survival is not about physical strength alone, it is about adapting and enduring. As the days pass, Zara learns to respect the world's deadly creatures, not out of fear, but because she realizes that understanding the predator's behavior is key to her survival. By the end of Part 1, Zara is no longer a helpless girl. She has transformed into a fierce survivor, using both her physical prowess and mental acuity to navigate the dangers of the planet. She may still be alone, but she now understands the rules of this savage world, and she is ready to survive. No matter what, as Zara's survival skills improve, she begins to adapt to the brutal environment in ways that go beyond mere endurance. In Part 2, Zara transitions from merely surviving the deadly threats of the planet to mastering them through strategy and intelligence. The initial fear and uncertainty she faced give way to a growing confidence, born from her ability to outwit her predators rather than rely on brute strength alone. She starts to see the planet's dangers not as insurmountable obstacles, but as challenges to be overcome using the same survival tactics she honed on Earth's deathworld. The apex predators, which once seemed like mindless forces of nature, reveal their own patterns and behaviors. Zara begins to understand the underlying structure of the predator population. There's a hierarchy among them. The creatures are not only dangerous because of their raw power, but also because of their complex social structures, much like Earth's own apex predators. Some of these creatures hunt in packs while others are solitary, ruling over vast territories. Zara's strategic mind sees this as an opportunity. By studying their movements and behavior, she can learn to manipulate the creatures, making them fight each other or avoid her altogether. Zara becomes a master of the terrain, learning how to use the environment to her advantage. She discovers natural choke points where predators are easy to ambush or corner, and begins setting traps. Camouflaged pits, snares made from vines, and even using the planet's dangerous flora to create toxic barriers. These tactics allow her to take down smaller apex predators, gaining their valuable resources, teeth, bones, and hides, which she uses to craft primitive weapons. As she learns to fight with tools, she becomes more confident in her ability to stand toe-to-toe with the world's deadliest creatures. One key moment comes when Zara faces off against a massive, multi-headed serpent-like creature that dominates one of the more desolate regions of the planet. At first, she tries to evade the beast, but it hunts her relentlessly, sensing her every move with its superior senses. Zara realizes that brute force won't work against this opponent. She'll have to outthink it. Using the serpent's aggressive behavior against it, Zara lures the creature into a deep canyon, where it's forced to move in a straight line. With quick thinking, Zara rigs a series of rocks and vines to create a trap that seals the creature within the canyon, leaving it vulnerable. She doesn't kill it, but instead uses it to show her dominance, marking her territory and demonstrating to the predators that she's no longer an easy target. As Zara continues to defeat the planet's dangerous creatures, her reputation grows. Some predators begin to follow her, intrigued by her unusual behavior. Zara's understanding of their instincts allows her to control them in subtle ways, sometimes guiding them away from her territory, other times manipulating their natural conflicts for her benefit. It's a delicate balance, using fear, respect, and understanding to maintain control over a group of creatures that could easily turn on her if they sensed weakness. Throughout this period, Zara begins to confront a deeper internal conflict. She's no longer just a girl trying to survive. She's becoming a leader, someone capable of commanding the attention of these predators. The challenge is no longer about whether she can endure the planet's dangers, but whether she can maintain control over the deadly creatures she's now managing. Zara's tactics and intelligence begin to define her, as she uses her environment not just to survive, but to thrive in the most savage way possible. By the end of Part 2, Zara has evolved into a formidable presence on the planet. She's learned that survival is not just about physical strength, but about the ability to adapt, to understand, and to command respect through intelligence and cunning. While she's still far from ruling the apex predators, she's set the stage for the next phase of her journey, the fight for true dominance. Zara has proven herself to be not only a survivor, but also a force to be reckoned with on the planet. Her intelligence, resourcefulness, and brutal efficiency have earned her respect among the apex predators, who now view her as more than just a threat. She's a contender for leadership in their world. The predators, once mere obstacles to her survival, have become a complex challenge, and Zara's rise has not gone unnoticed by the planet's dominant creatures. These apex predators live by strict social hierarchies, where power is not only won through strength but through dominance, cunning, and the ability to command respect. The apex predator that rules the planet is an enormous, highly intelligent creature, a terrifying combination of size, speed, and strength. This creature, known as the dominant alpha, has controlled the planet's territory for generations. It is a creature of myth, with a reputation for being unbeatable. This alpha is not just a savage beast but a calculating and powerful leader, who rules not only through physical might, but by understanding the complex web of relationships between the other predators. The other apex creatures have long feared and respected the dominant alpha, believing it to be invincible. Zara's growing influence and her victories over the smaller predators have attracted the dominant alpha's attention. It sees Zara as a direct threat to its reign, and like any leader, it cannot allow an upstart to undermine its authority. The dominant alpha decides that the only way to maintain its rule is to eliminate Zara. It challenges her in an elaborate Display of power, intending to subdue or kill her in front of the other predators to reassert its dominance. The challenge itself is brutal and terrifying. The dominant alpha does not fight with brute force alone. It uses a combination of strategy, strength, and psychological manipulation. It attempts to break Zara not only physically, but mentally, attempting to instill fear and doubt within her. The dominant alpha taunts her, playing on her weaknesses, trying to make her feel small and insignificant in comparison to its overwhelming power. It underestimates Zara's willpower, however, and while the confrontation seems one-sided at first, Zara's mind works faster than her opponent can anticipate. Zara's strength and survival instincts have served her well, but it is her intellect and strategic thinking that will tip the balance. She's learned over the past weeks that brute force alone won't win this fight. It will take careful planning, observation, and a deep understanding of the predator's psychology. She watches the dominant alpha carefully, studying its movements and behavior, learning its patterns. She knows the creature's weaknesses. The alpha's pride and arrogance are its biggest flaws. Zara baits it, drawing it into the perfect position where the alpha's sheer confidence will be its downfall. The battle culminates in a dramatic clash where Zara outsmarts the dominant alpha by using the terrain to her advantage. She lures the alpha into a narrow ravine, where its size and strength become a disadvantage. Zara sets a series of traps, natural barriers, distractions, and even the local wildlife, to outmaneuver the beast. In the final moments, she takes advantage of the alpha's overconfidence, causing it to make a fatal mistake. Zara doesn't kill it, though. Instead, she uses the alpha's defeat as a symbol of her own power and resourcefulness, showing the other predators that she can not only survive but dominate the planet. The dominant alpha, humiliated and defeated, submits to Zara. Her victory is not only physical, but psychological. The other apex predators witness this battle and realize that Zara is no longer just a survivor. She is now their rightful ruler. The atmosphere of tension and fear that once permeated the planet shifts. Zara has proven herself worthy of leadership, and she begins to command the respect of those around her. While the alpha still breathes, it no longer holds the power it once did. Zara's intelligence and bravery have earned her the right to rule. By the end of Part 3, Zara stands victorious, not just over the dominant alpha, but over the entire planet. Her challenge for power has not only reshaped the predator hierarchy, but has also transformed her from a lone survivor into a leader of the planet's fiercest creatures. She is now the apex predator, and the world will bend to her will. But this victory comes with its own set of challenges. While Zara has proven herself, she knows that ruling will be no easy task. The other predators may follow her for now, but her leadership will need to be maintained, and her true test as a ruler is only just beginning. Zara has firmly established herself as the new ruler of the planet, but her journey is far from over. Defeating the dominant alpha was only the first step. Now Zara faces the true challenges of leadership. The apex predators, who once viewed her as a mere challenger, now see her as their queen, but respect and loyalty must be earned, not simply declared. The planet is home to a complex ecosystem where power is constantly shifting, and Zara must navigate the delicate balance of maintaining her rule while keeping her predators united under her leadership. While Zara's victory has earned her the position of queen, it has also created friction within the predator ranks. Some of the older, more established predators view her rule with suspicion. They believe that Zara, while clever and strong, is still too young and inexperienced to lead them. These predators are unwilling to submit without a fight and begin to challenge Zara's authority in subtle ways. Others, however, flock to her, drawn by her courage, intellect, and the undeniable proof that she has the strength to back up her claims to power. Zara knows that leadership is not about simply crushing her opponents into submission. It's about uniting the predators under her banner. To do this, she must prove to them that her rule is not just about survival, but also about creating a new order, one where the predators can thrive under her guidance. Zara begins by taking a different approach to ruling than the dominant alpha did. While the previous ruler governed through fear and brute strength, Zara employs a mix of strength, strategy, and understanding. She listens to the concerns of her followers, strategizing with them to expand their territories and improve their lives. She shows them that her reign is not about domination alone, but about survival for all, not just the strongest. One of the first challenges Zara faces as queen is a rebellion within her own ranks. A faction of powerful predators, dissatisfied with Zara's leadership, begins to organize against her, seeking to challenge her reign. Zara is no stranger to conflict, and she knows that the key to overcoming this challenge lies in outsmarting her opponents, rather than engaging them in an all-out battle. She uses her knowledge of predator behavior to predict their movements and weaknesses, employing guerrilla tactics to neutralize their plans before they can truly gain traction. Her strategic brilliance wins her the respect of even the most cynical of her challengers, who begin to see that Zara's ability to think several steps ahead makes her an unshakable leader. As Zara secures her position and consolidates power, she begins to implement new systems for her followers. She fosters a sense of unity, organizing the apex predators into a cohesive force that is greater than the sum of its parts. Zara starts a new era where the predators work together to hunt, protect, and expand their territory. Under her leadership, the creatures of the planet are no longer disjointed, isolated, and constantly fighting for dominance. Instead, they form a new, more structured society, united by a common cause. Despite her growing power, Zara is aware of the dangers that lie ahead. The other alien factions that once cast her onto this planet are still watching her. Zara's rise has not gone unnoticed in the galaxy, and while the predators now see her as their queen, the broader political ramifications are still unknown. Zara knows that the galaxy's other powers may soon take interest in her, and the predators who now follow her. The rise of such a powerful and cunning leader will undoubtedly attract both allies and enemies from distant corners of the galaxy. By the end of Part 4, Zara is no longer the lone survivor who was cast onto a deadly planet. She has evolved into something much greater. She is the queen of a vast new force, one that is both feared and respected. The apex predators have been united under her leadership, and the planet's ecosystem has shifted in her favor. Zara's victory is complete, but her journey is just beginning. As she looks toward the future, she knows that her reign will face new challenges both from within and beyond the planet. But for now, Zara stands as the undisputed ruler of the apex predators, her strength, intellect, and leadership setting the stage for her future domination on a galactic scale.